Hey, 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 Monique here. And today we're going to have some fun stuff we're going to talk about. So, we're going to talk about the back. I'm going to give you some information. I'm going to obviously show you some oils or what I like to use if there is tissue. Tenderness is kind of what I like to refer to it as in the back or the neck or anywhere in the body, really. And then I'm going to give you a few little exercises and movements. We're, of course, going to bring that mind body connection in. And so I think this is going to be a great treat. And I just really want to dive into this with you today. So, I am Monique Derwin. I am an integrative mind body coach. I am here to teach people how to release chronic pain that they have dealt with for a long time. And this is just part of the series that I do. This is part of the complementary information that I do. So feel free to ask questions in the comments or just look for feedback. If you have anything, I'm happy to answer it to the best of my ability. And if I don't know, I will look for someone that does. Okay. And so feel free to ask questions in the comments. Feel free to subscribe and like the YouTube channel. And you can turn the little notification on in your phone, and you will actually get the little pin, the little ding or whatever I go live. So you'll have that information or whenever I post something new. Sometimes I do webinars, sometimes I come on live. So if you want the best, newest information, this is where you're going to find it. You're going to see me pull away from social media here over the next couple weeks. It's just something that I'm working on internally right now, and I'm going to be posting more on my private channel because this is what I teach and what I do. And so I don't want to go against what anybody else is doing or teaching out there, but I know this works, and for me it's not negotiable to deny that this work is amazing. And so I just want to share it here with you, and I hope that you're all open and receptive to what I'm going to say. And if you're not, that's okay, because I remember being there too, and I remember questioning things and wanting to know. But the more I questioned, the more I was willing to explore possibility and potentiality, the more I was able to see the possibility of the universe and what goes on. We have a divine intelligence inside of us. It knows exactly what to do. The problem is that we have a human mind that comes in and creates little chaos. It wants to question and wants to know how and why and all the things. And it's completely valid. It really is. I mean, after all, we've been taught to protect ourselves and take care of things, correct? Right. So it's no wonder our mind wants to explore and question and look for things. But there's a surrender and a gentleness in this work, and it's an experiential process. And it's not something that can be done in an outline. Okay. So I want you to just follow along with me, stay here, ask questions, dive in, let's investigate. Could this be something more than the accident that I had 20 years ago? The car wreck that I was in 6 months ago, right? Things like that. Because we know, and you can ask your doctor this, they will confirm that all pain is determined and deciphered in the brain. Okay, so that means that when we feel a sensation, the brain is where it comes from. It's telling us the information, right? Now, I'm not saying the brain is creating the pain or it's all in your head or anything like that. And I think this is where people get really, really confused with the way I talk and the language that I use. But what I'm saying is the brain actually determines, was that painful or not? Okay. And also, we want to look at what's going on in the nervous system. Am I on high alert? Are things in my environment a little bit sketchy or making me do things that are out of the norm, right? Am I a little tense or triggered by something? If so, this is exactly the work that we talk about here. So feel free to join me and jump right in. So the back specifically we usually talk about three different spaces in the massage world. Okay. We talk about the cervical spine, which is in the neck, the top. So C1 to C7, kind of right there, right? Then you have a mid back area, which is called the thoracic region. And you've got about 12 vertebrae there. And then you have the low back, which is called the sacral region. And it's like a little triangle right at the bottom of your coccyx all the way up into your hips. Okay. So all that little space right there. And there's like 5 lumbar there, and then a couple little other ones going on with the coccyx area. But anyways, so we have it broken up in about 3 regions. And so each region of the back does different things. It goes to different parts of the body. Each nerve and vertebrae make a certain part of the body move or operate, right? And so they have a connection. And so we want to have flow and chi and balance and all the things that make the body just run naturally with ease, okay? And so this is where I'm going with the back. The upper back holds a lot of things. And so we want to talk about what's going on under the surface. Made me some notes. I'll move my little bookmark from back when I used to work at the spa. That's fun. Upper back, carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, feeling stressed or overwhelmed by all the things you have to do, lacking trust, frequent worry or fear, negativity, perfectionism, limitations, feeling unsupported in life or by the people around you, too much thinking, right? That's valid. We're humans, man. We do all this stuff. We people please, we protect, we overgive, we overextend for all the reasons that are out of alignment with us. We normally do these things because as a human, we just want connection. We want love. We want understanding. We want people to be in the same vibration and page as us, right? We want that group community. That's where it's safe. But if I don't do those things, or if I overdo, or if I carry all the responsibility, how does that equate? Just take a moment and ask yourself that. How does that equate? If I overgive and people please and do all the things, if I'm carrying all the responsibility and the weight on my shoulders, on my upper back, if I'm the one that's responsible, if I have to do all the things, how does that equate to love and compassion and connection? It's almost like manipulation if you really get down to it, right? If I do this for them, then they will love me or accept me or want me around. Hate to bust the bubble. It's probably not true, but it's what we've been taught, and it's hard to undo these ways. And so this is specifically what we talk about in the mind body world here. And so I want to talk about a couple movements you can do, and then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to ask yourself a couple questions if you suffer with upper back pain. So one of the things that I really found in the mind body world is that so often our physical bodies hold these traumas or these stories, right? And so going in with a fist or an elbow or whatever as a massage therapist, I would watch bodies just pop back out. I mean, they would literally just block. You have never seen walls go up so fast when someone is completely undressed and vulnerable on a table and you stick a body part into them. That is shock. It is not nice. It is not fun. Nobody wants that mess. And I remember being the person on the table that immediately pushed back when someone shoved an elbow into my body. And in that moment, I decided I don't really like deep tissue and I don't want it. We want to feel something. So we're like, beat me up. Give me the hardest massage you can do. I want super deep tissue. I want to offer a mirror and say, you're trying to feel something. And that was hard for me to accept about myself. I was trying to feel anything. So I needed that deep work, that heavy work. I had all this pain, all this tension. I couldn't figure it out. But when we came at it with ease and gentleness and compassion and grace and love, my body melted and it didn't push back. I'm going to go a little bit deeper. So this is why I have this ball and this ball. These are two completely different ways to work on the back. This one's going to pinpoint in a trigger, right? If you have a little spot in the shoulder or the neck or the upper back that is super tight, that actually has a knot, you can try this. I'm going to show you on that door right there. I'm going to lean on it with my body weight. I'm going to show you exactly what I do. And it may soften. It might, but it might not. And if not, this is where the gentleness comes in, the surrender, the softness, right? We want that ease because this one is going to allow me to open with breath, with softness, with connection, instead of this coming in to pinpoint and just poke and prod something, okay? So I hope I'm making sense here. I'm going to show you a couple things. I'm going to lean up on the wall here. Give me a minute. So I would take this one first and just show you. This little guy right here, I've talked about this several times. It's a massage tool. I'm a massage therapist. I'm a craniosacral therapist. I have all these tools. They're amazing. They're great, but they're not always necessary. So this little tool right here, I would take and I would put it right in one of those first few little vertebrae right up there at the top, right? And I would just, I'm going to hold for balance because I'm pushing pressure on the back of my back and I'm leaning the weight of my body against it. Now you could do this on the floor, but I like it up here. Maybe even roll down a little bit, right? Coming up and down. Maybe drop it down just an inch or so and do that. I can feel it right against the vertebrae, but it's really not what my body wants. But yours might, so try it. This guy is literally just a child's basketball. It's deflated a little bit, so it's got some give. It's not super hard. And if you watch what I do, I'm going to put it right here. So I'm going to put it right at the top of my back. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lean back. And I'm letting just the weight of my body fall against it. And what happens here is my shoulders kind of want to just naturally relax. My chest wants to open and fall away, right? And so maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes laying like that on the ground or against the wall would be really nice. This is my other best friend. Y'all know I love to move fascia because the fascia is where the trauma is stored in my world. Okay, so the tissue, it holds the stories. And if we can manipulate the tissue, we can let it come up to the surface. But I want to bring in the mind body work together. I don't want to just go all physical or necessarily all mental or all emotional. We are a integrated being. We are physical, mental, spiritual, emotional. We are all the things. Okay. And we're leaving all these parts of ourselves out. And so I want to bring it all together for total body healing. So you can take one of these. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. I'm literally just going to go like this, back and forth. I'm moving tissue. I'm right around the top of my shoulder blade, okay? I'll do the same thing here. Across the top of the shoulders, and even just holding it feels really nice. All I'm doing is moving the tissue, right? And as I do that, I would ask myself a few questions. Do I feel hurt enough by others? Am I bending over backwards to create ease, or what I think is going to create ease? Am I carrying heavy loads that maybe don't belong to me? Like responsible for other people's stuff, right? What happens if I express myself? Do they run away? Did they not love me? Did they not come back? Do you feel disempowered? Are you playing safe or staying small? Were you a scapegoat when you were a child or in a past relationship or in an environment, job related, anywhere there was an authority? Did someone use you as a scapegoat? If so, you may feel some stuff here. I'm going to do one more move that I really like, and I'm going to face the wall. So I'm going to show you first. I'm going to keep my feet about 2 inches, 1.5 inches to 2 inches away from that wall. I'm going to get as close to it as I can. I am going to interlock my hands behind my neck like this. I am going to leave my arms in as much as I can, okay? As close in alignment with my body as I can. And so you're going to watch what I do here. I'm going to come up here, get my feet close, elbows here. I'm going to come up and down, up and down, up and down. I may do this move, I don't know, 30 seconds, 90 seconds. What I want to do is I just want to open up all the muscles that are in here, in here. I did a little bit about the neck a while back. Go back and catch that replay. We're going to keep going into this further. Last week I did expression in the throat. So it's all kind of tying into the same space. Everything's going to be related there, okay? The last question that I would ask myself after all that. Maybe even just do a little bit of stretching, pulling on the arms, right? Maybe just wiggle the spine side to side. And I would get really, really, really quiet with myself. And I would drop in. How does this pain benefit me? What happens if I take responsibility when things go wrong? That was a hard question to answer because I first had to admit that the need to control outcomes was embedded in my nervous system. Once I was able to see past that, then I was able to dive into this work. So if this is something that interests you, if you've had pain for a long time and just can't wrap your head around what's going on, why is it still there? Remember, ask your doctor. Soft tissue repairs itself in 6 weeks or less. I was told this so many times, and I wanted to punch them in the face when they told me that, because my ankles had been hurting for years. My knees had been hurting for years. My neck and shoulders hurting for years, way after the accidents, way after the trauma, way after the structural issues should have healed. And so I had to ask myself why. And that gets kind of sticky some days. So if you want to learn more, if you want to explore possibilities, if you want to unravel the unconscious stories that your tissue is holding on to, this is what I do. I have a small group and I take one-on-one clients. And so if you want to know more, I'm going to put a little link in the comments. Feel free to click it. It's just a consultation application. We can just talk completely free for about 30 minutes. What's going on with you? What have you done? And what do you need? Just kind of see where you are, a little evaluation. There are many, many, many layers to this work, right? And I've been through a lot of experience with it. I'm trained in many, many modalities, and I'm certain I can find a way to help you if you are really interested and ready to commit. So I'll leave the link here. I invite you to look at it. Investigate me. Go to my pages. Check out my website. Look at my reviews. Go to my Facebook page. Follow me on Instagram. Click the YouTube. Subscribe there. I'm going to be coming on live, and we're going to be talking about this stuff for I don't know how long, because I love it so much. And I'm so excited to share it with you because this was how I healed my body. And I'm so excited to be on this journey with you. I am Monique Derwin, an integrative mind-body coach, and I teach people how to self-heal using this method. And if you're interested and you've tried all the things, click on the link. What you got to lose?